So yeah, this video was supposed to come out last week. I recorded it last week once I got back from my vacation, which I'll talk to you guys more about in the video. But after I got back from vacation, I tried to install some new hard drives onto my computer, and I ended up kind of like corrupting part of my older hard drive, which had this footage on it. So I had to recover this footage and then repair it and all this other stuff to get it back. So I know I'm a little bit late to this topic, but I just want to let you guys know that's what was happening, and that's why I'm uploading this video kind of late. So yeah. Alright y'all, welcome back. And today, we're gonna be talking about The Last of Us Part 1. Now, I know I'm a little late to this whole situation, but your boy was on a trip to Atlanta for the past like 5 days or so I haven't really been able to make videos, but as you can see, your boy's back. And people have been asking me my opinion on this whole situation, and I figured I wanted to make a video on it. So here I am. Now, for those of you who don't know, there has been a lot of skepticism circling The Last of Us Part 1, or The Last of Us Remake that's supposed to be coming out in September. And I'm definitely one of those skeptics, for sure. Now, if you haven't seen my video on The Last of Us Part 1 reveal, I have a link to the video down in the description below. But basically what I was saying in that video was that I personally don't feel like there needs to be a Last of Us remake, because I personally see it as a waste of resources. Seeing as what people really want is the standalone factions mode, and you're taking away people from working on that to make this remake. But you know, I get it, alright? The HBO series is coming out around the same time, and you want to capitalize on all the new viewers that are going to be coming in from the HBO series. I get it, alright? And I still think it would be pretty cool to replay The Last of Us, you know, with updated graphics, controls, and gameplay mechanics. Well, at least that's what I thought. Because up to this point, we've only seen pre-rendered footage and screenshots of the game. But of course, in classic Naughty Dog fashion, the game got leaked. But basically what these gameplay leaks showed was the game did look better graphically, but gameplay-wise and animation-wise, the game was pretty much the same. Which of course, got people pissed off. People were tight at Naughty Dog once again, saying that they suck, calling this game just a lazy cash grab of a remake, etc, etc. Now, I was definitely disappointed when I saw the leaks, because like I said in my other video, graphics wise, the original game doesn't look that bad, even today. What was really important was that they updated the controls and the gameplay mechanics, because those were things that kind of feel dated, you know, in today's gaming market. And I was also curious how they were going to figure it out for the remake, because there were a lot of mechanics that were supposedly coming from The Last of Us Part 2 to the remake, you know, seeing as they're using the same engine from The Last of Us Part 2, that would drastically change how the original game felt. Like in Last of Us Part 2, you can jump, you can dodge, you can go prone. All things that you couldn't do in the original game. So they would have to rework a lot of the environments and the puzzles from the original game to take advantage of the, you know, new mechanics from The Last of Us Part 2. So I was very curious to see how they would tackle that challenge. Well, at least I was. But from seeing the leaks, I'm not really sure if they're gonna even try to do that. And people definitely have the right to be upset, seeing as Naughty Dog is trying to charge $70 for this shit. Now, days after the leaks came out, almost in perfect timing, Naughty Dog dropped an overview video for The Last of Us Part 1, going over all the new features and shit that are gonna be in the game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the timing of this video is a little too perfect. Like, either Naughty Dog leaked the game themselves, or Naughty Dog had the foresight to see something like this would happen, and they had this video waiting in the wings ready to go. Because I know for a fact that they didn't shoot and edit this video in the few days since the leaks came out. But either way, I purposely didn't watch the video so that I can watch it fresh with you guys. So yeah, let's get into it. Just a heads up, I'm going to be skipping through some of this video as you guys are watching it, just because they talked about a lot of like technical bullshit in this video that's kind of boring. So if you guys want to watch the full unedited version of this video, I have a link to that down in the description. The Last of Us Part 1, rebuilt for PS5. Alright, let's see how true that is.
I'm coming.
More than 2 years ago, when we were finishing Last of Us Part 2 and we were working on those flashbacks within that scene for the first game, we got excited with the idea of like, oh man, what if we made The Last of Us Part 1 to look as good, if not better, than what we have done with Last of Us Part 2, which we really pushed the boundaries of like what we could do from gameplay and a graphical standpoint, and felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
Okay. Interesting, because that's crazy, because I know a lot of people don't know this, but there were like a lot of things that they wanted to do in like the original game that they couldn't do because they were on like the PS3. The factions mode that is in the original Last of Us was actually supposed to be like this co-op mode that they wanted to have at part of the game, but because like the PS3 couldn't handle it at the time, they had to scrap the mode and they basically turned it into the multiplayer that we know today. So I definitely believe that they were definitely held back by the limitations of previous consoles, and yeah, let's see what they're rebuilding this game for. I'm gonna stop talking.
The original creative vision of The Last of Us, I think in a lot of ways was larger than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools and goodies that we can play from and draw from. The 4K, HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames, help us to reimagine The Last of Us.
Am I tripping? But isn't The Last of Us remastered already in 60 FPS? Cause I keep on hearing them like say that now it's in 60 FPS, but isn't like the remake or the remaster in 60 FPS already? I'm pretty sure it is, but alright, let me shut up.
It gave us opportunities
to
rebuild our characters,
that looks pretty good.
The highest fidelity. Not only are the characters more detailed, I mean down to the irises and the pupil depth. You fall into the eyes of the characters.
Not gonna cap, the game does look better. The game does look better, I can see
facial animation
it.
is just way more believable. Like all the nuances, all the little subtle reactions, glances, glares, right? Like you get all of it almost closer to sort of the original performances.
Okay.
So no matter what, you stick to me like glue. Like glue. Like glue. Got it. Good.
We are able now to not only just have the highest fidelity characters in the cutscene, but also in gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part of the game has benefited from seamless transitions and emotional scripting.
Okay, that's dope, but what about the gameplay though?
That we're able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like this has always been the dream, is to have this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables.
1 hour later.
Okay, so better physics. Gotcha.
Our AI tech has just increased incredibly. What we were building the basis off of was The Last of Us Part 2's AI. And it has sophisticated systems for things like the fundamental knowledge model of how these NPCs perceive and understand what the player is much more sophisticated.
Okay, but how does that gameplay feel fighting that new AI though? Get out!
One of the other big AI improvements is the buddies. So buddies can know, okay, that enemy is walking forward and they're about to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner is going to be exposed. So I'd better move now to avoid this enemy seeing me. This really lets the buddies make very complex decisions and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably.
I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't really matter though.
Another big enhancement to the gameplay.
Like, not to be like a dickhead though, but it's like why do I care like what my co-op buddy was doing? Because the co-op, I remember like the co-op buddies in the original game, like they weren't in your way, kind of like how older games were. Like the Resident Evil 4 thing, we had to bring like the girl or whatever. Like I know everybody always talks about that, having to deal with like AI companions and stuff, like they suck. I thought they were gonna say something like the AI buddies would act like how Atreus does in like God of War, where like he'll help you fight, he'll like hold enemies down and do stuff like that. They might have done that in the original game. I don't really remember because I haven't played it in such a long time. I thought they were gonna say something like that, but they're just like, oh yeah, now your buddies can move better.
Whack.
First, we just had to build that core experience, and then beyond that, we wanted to add several features that fans have been asking for. For example, we now have a permadeath mode. Along that, we've added a brand new speedrun mode, so players can time themselves. There's a whole community of gamers that just want to see how fast they can play through this game. Beyond that, we added a bunch more of unlockables. So there's all these different outfits for Ellie and Joel that people can unlock. A model viewer mode, so people can really appreciate the details.
Permadeath.
We added award-winning accessibility features.
Every single accessibility option that we offer, that's a barrier removed for someone.
Cool. Accessibility options. Dope.
So much of the identity of The Last of Us is the world.
We revamped completely the art direction. Everything from these expansive vistas that not only are they beautiful, but you feel the environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. All these environments are just completely reimagined.
Okay, cool.
Now we got our engine on the PS5, those haptics, the 3D audio, the fast loading. It really creates a much more immersive, and because of that, much more emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you. Hearing, turning, seeing, reacting, it's just really heightens that sense of just being grounded. You are in this character.
Oh no,
you are in this world.
I hate. Ooh, anybody who's played The Last of Us story mode knows about this this section right here where you're stuck in the flooded basement with the generator and there's like the stalkers and the bloaters. Y'all know how intense that scenario is. But anyway, you know, they're talking a lot of good stuff. You know, we got the accessibility options, we got the permadeath mode, 3D audio, better looking environments, the skins for the characters. That's all cool, but what about them gameplay changes though?
With the PlayStation 5, the amount of control that developers have over the DualSense, it's really, really cool. All the guns in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow, there's a little bit of resistance. And then as the bow gets tauter and tauter, the amount of resistance is increasing. And then when you release the bow, you're also getting that resistance going out of the trigger.
Okay, so the adaptive trigger,
when you are aiming and firing the shot, and those two beats is what you're going to feel on the controller.
Okay.
This looks like a good spot.
Not gonna lie, even though
this
you
also
know,
ties in to the new workbench animations.
Ooh, okay,
so
okay.
Taking apart a gun
Dope.
or
So
screwing
that's from Last of
something
Us Part
in
2.
or
Okay,
putting a
I
new
like
stock
that.
on a gun, that moment where he's like jamming that on, you're gonna get that haptic feedback on that.
Okay, that's fire. That's fire.
Getting that little light touch on the haptics as he's petting the giraffe. To me, that's the essence of The Last of Us. It's the high tension moments, it's the low tension moments, it's all of it feeling grounded. It's you're feeling immersed in this world. It's all about bringing you along with that story in as many ways as we can. And that's what the new technology on the PlayStation 5 is allowing.
Okay.
Was that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out.
There's something special about that core experience of playing as Joel and Ellie on this journey. Then to take that experience and really honor it and keep the authenticity of it.
Okay.
But elevate it in every way possible, whether it's pipeline, whether it's art direction, whether it's a technology, everything that allows us to make that experience better. Not different, extremely better. That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
Okay. You know what? That's actually a really good way of putting things. It's not necessarily going to be different, but better. And I think that's might have been where I was disconnected with it at first, because like I said before, I was expecting them to have like the jumping and the crouching and like the going prone and all that stuff from like Last of Us Part 2 and the dodging and all that stuff. But I feel like if they had those mechanics, it would definitely be a different game. So I kind of like that he said that, where it's like this isn't supposed to be a different game, but just a better one. That's a pretty good way to put things. Now, for the video, good video. Okay, I feel like they definitely informed people on, or they better informed people on what they're getting. Because I definitely feel like a lot of people thought that they were just going to be getting Last of Us Part 2, but just in Last of Us Part 1, which I definitely thought that was. But it is good to see that the graphics are looking a lot better. I do like that they're bringing over the workbench thing, where you can like actually see your character putting, you know, the new modification stuff on the weapon. They got what they say, better audio, better haptics and stuff. I don't really care about that stuff because the gameplay experience, like those are all kind of like, you know, gimmicky. Still cool, but I don't really care that much about that stuff. But yeah, I definitely feel like this was a good video, very informative. You know, to some of the people who might have been skeptical or questioning what they were going to be getting themselves into buying the game. Now let's check out the comment section on this video. This looks insane. They even rebuilt the price. They really done the work here. I do agree, however, that it is hard to want to buy this at full price. Aside from the ridiculous price, the game looks awesome. It's interesting they didn't include the gameplay elements within combat as they had in T-Loop Part 2. I feel that would have been a worthy inclusion in heightening the gameplay aspects of this remake. Edit. I understand implementing these things could drastically change the technical aspect of the game itself. I am reiterating that these features perhaps could have made this game more engaging and exciting, as we have all likely played this game countless times. It would be a fresh take. So to speak, what do you all think about this? I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it would have been cool to, you know, have all those mechanics from The Last of Us Part 2 put into The Last of Us Part 1. But like I said before, it definitely wouldn't really feel like the same game. It would definitely just be like a totally different game. Like I said, they would have to rework a lot of the environments, a lot of the puzzles, a lot of the just like the core game itself to, you know, make way for the changes to fit in those things from The Last of Us Part 2, which would then change the original game itself to not even feel like the original game that everybody likes. So I definitely understand where they're coming from and not doing that. I definitely understand where people are coming from, but also wanting to, you know, see those new things added into the game. So yeah. So pretty much like a lot of these comments are saying that the game looks dope, but the only like real hang up is the price, which I definitely agree. Like $70 for this would be crazy. Like, I wish this game would have maybe been like 40, maybe 50 bucks at like max. Then it would have been cool. Would have been definitely cool if they would have, you know, remastered the multiplayer mode and had that be a part of this game too. But hey, or even added that scrapped co-op mode now that they're on a stronger console like the PS5. Maybe that would have made it worth it. But hey, you know. But yeah, I kind of wanted to make this video just because I said a lot of people have been asking me my opinions on this whole situation, on the remake, and basically asking me, am I going to still be buying this game or playing it? I don't really know, to be quite honest, because yeah, all the new stuff that they're adding is cool, but is it really worth 70 bucks? I don't really know. We'll see how I'm feeling closer to the launch date, which is in like a month. Yeah, I am a little bit disappointed that, you know, the gameplay mechanics from Last of Us Part 2 aren't really coming over to this game, but like Neil said, this isn't supposed to be a different game. This is just supposed to be the best version of the game to play. So that makes a lot of sense to me, at least. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation, how you guys feel about the remake now with this video coming out, showing what you guys will be getting in the updated version of the game. And let me know if you guys are gonna be checking it out. Will you guys be purchasing it? Let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you want to see more, like this shit.